Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercrafts 67. How is everyone? Did we all survive Christmas? I can't believe that Christmas is already days away and we've done it again for another year. Anyway, today's project is really, it's a greeting card project, but I used to make a lot of greeting cards. I used to be involved in Stampin' Up and I'd make a lot of greeting cards, and I feel that a lot of styles of greeting cards can be incorporated into junk journaling. I think there's some amazing card styles out there, and this one, as you can see, I've fancied it all up. I've vintaged it up, and this is called a slider card, or a slide and pop card, or an easel card. But yeah, I just thought it was a great idea for a journal spot or a pocket in a junk journal. So the idea of the card, these are a 6x4 base, and you pull this little tab here and it retracts back like an easel. I don't know if you can see that well enough. So you've got, in this particular style, you would have all of this area to journal on. You would have the back of this little tag to journal on, or then you can do some secret journaling inside here. So that it makes a really nice insert into a pocket, or you could also make it as a pocket if you wanted to forsake some journaling space. You could just attach it 3 sides into your page, and then you've still got your interactive little secret journal spot, but then you could also pop something in behind in the pocket. So depending upon what you liked, or you could use it in the traditional sense as a greeting card. So I just thought we would get on and make one of these together. It is much simpler than it appears to be, and I just love this whole interactive element to this project. So what you would need to create this project is, depending upon the sizes, you can sort of choose whatever size you want to make, but I'm making 6x4. So this is a really good project. If you've got some 6x4 card blanks, you can just cut them in half. So you need 2 sheets of cardstock cut at 6x4, 1 piece of patterned paper cut at 6x4, and then you've got your pull, I don't know, whatever you call that, a pull-out bookmark, whatever you want to call it. And I've cut that at 6 inches by 2 1/4 inches. All right, I've also got a bit of paper to cover that one with, and we've just got some embellishing there to do when we've constructed everything together. All right, so the first step we want to do basically is cover one of the 6x4 pieces of cardstock with our patterned paper. So pretty simple. I'm just going to put some glue down. Just like that. And then we'll just lay our piece of patterned paper over the top of that. About like that. And I'm just going to give that a bit of a burnish just to make sure all the glue is where it's supposed to be. All right, so that creates our back, the back of the journal card. Now, so we can just put this one away for a minute now. Now, with this piece here, this second 6x4, which is going to create our topper. Now, what we need to do with that, and again, it very much depends on the size of your project. If you're going bigger, then you would adjust your margins here to fit the size of your project. But with the 6x4, what I want to do is I want to create a frame around the edge, and I'm going to do that. I'm just using my scoreboard because I want it to be nice and straight. So with a 6x4 size, if you're doing my version, you just want to come across to 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to do a border of 3/4 of an inch, And I'm just going to mark with my pencil on that 3/4 of an inch mark. I hope I'm in camera. This 3/4 of an inch mark, and I'm just going to draw a line, and I'm going to do that around all 4 sides. So I'm just lining that up nicely, and I'm just going to draw a line, and I'll just keep doing that all the way around. I just do it with my scoreboard so that I know I've got a nice straight line. If you're good at marking, and I'm not very good at marking measurements and then drawing, I always end up crooked. So this way I end up fairly straight. All right, so that's sort of what we have. Put that away for a minute. Now what we want to do is we want to leave one edge. It doesn't matter which one, top or bottom, makes no difference. But we want to leave one that is solid. We're not going to cut. But down these 3 here and up to this end, to this point only, we're just going to cut that. So I'm just using my ruler and a craft knife. Again, if you prefer to do it on your cutter, then that's probably a good way too. I'm just not very good at that. So I'm just going to sink my knife in and just cut it down. I'll just show you that. So from this point down to this point. And we're just going to cut that down like that. We're going to do that on all 3 sides. About like that. To there. So that's 1, 2. And then we're just going to cut along this bottom edge as well. About like there. Oh, and I've gone quite crooked on that one. But anyway, so that's the sort of thing we want. You've got this flat coming out of the middle. Don't worry about your pencil lines because you won't see them. They will go down on the back side of the topper. All right, so now at this point, because I like to sew, if you wanted to sew around your edges, you would do it now. What I have done also, because I want it embossed, I've just made a second one, and I have embossed it, and I have sewn just around the edge, but it's exactly the same thing that we have just cut out, exactly the same. All right, so what I want to do, just to bring that embossing out more and more, I am just going to ink this with just some distress ink, and I'm basically just taking the pad and I'm just running it down across these numbers, or across this. I really love this folder. This is a Tim Holtz folder, 3D embossing folder. Just like that sort of thing. So just to bring that out. But that is all very optional, personal choice. There is nothing. You could do this instead of with cardstock. You could make this piece with some patterned paper. And then you wouldn't have to worry about decorating anything. But anyway, so that is my topper. Exactly the same as that one there. Now, really, really simple. What we want to do, we're going to bring the scoreboard back in. Now, where this flips up, where it joins, where the two end, we sort of want to score. And again, I'm just using my ruler, and it's at 3/4 of an inch. So you don't want to score along your frame. You just want to score inside the flat part. So I'm just going to line that up, 3/4 of an inch. And this can be a little tricky. It's kind of eyeballing. Just bring that down just a bit. And then I'm just going to just burnish inside, or not burnish, score inside that cut area, just like that. So that's what you will have. And then I'm going to do the same thing again at the bottom, about a half an inch. About a half an inch, but again, this is all very personal choice. I've just got to find where I am. Let's go about there. That's more than half an inch, so we'll take it down one notch, about like that. And I'm just going to score again in between the two frames and do that. And then again in the middle, somewhere in the middle, I'm eyeballing. I'm just going to kind of go about 2 3/4 kind of thing. Again, just in that middle flap, like that. And then we want to fold the bottom one up. Oh, that's quite crooked. Fold the bottom one up, and this one we want to fold down like that, and that creates our easel or our slider. It is a little crooked, but you just fiddle with it. All right, so there we have it. That is our topper done, completed. Now, we've got this section here, which will become the pull section. And what I'm going to do, I've just got this piece, bit of paper here left over from this one. I made this one, and that sort of joined on together like that. So I'm just going to use this again. So I just want to cover this. This was the 2 3/4, I think it was, by 6 inches. But again, that's the measurements for a 6x4. If you're using a different size card base, then you would just fiddle with it to the measurements that best suited your sizes. All right, and I'm just going to lay this one. We'll have to do a bit of trimming, so I'm just going to lay this one down there like that. And then I've just got to trim up that little edge there. Scissors. Just like that, and that's what we have there. Now again, with this one, before I attached it, I did sew. So if you liked that sewing element, you could just sew around the edge of it before you attach it to your topper. But I won't worry about that at the moment because I've got the sewing element on the topper part, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is this flap here. We're going to attach this to that flap. So I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to turn my pull upside down, and we're just going to attach it to that bottom little flap there. That one there, the 1/2 inch one that we folded back. So again, I'm going to grab some glue, and I'm just going to put glue down along here. This one doesn't go right to the edges, but you could definitely make one that goes right to the edges and make it a little wider. And I'm just going to level that up as best I can with the bottom of that piece and just stick that down like that. And there you have it. That becomes your pull. So that's what will happen. That will reveal the tag, and then you've got this little pulling mechanism happening here. All right, so what I want to do, I just want to grab, if I can, a paper clip, and I'm just going to try and keep that nice and straight. And I'm just going to paper clip this together just for the moment to keep it out of the way. And now I'll bring back in our base. Now, inking, yes, I should have inked around, so let's just do really quick inking. Just really, really quickly down these flap areas, just to give it a bit of an edge, bit of definition down those sides. Now, I'm not using very heavyweight cardstock either, but what I will say is I think that heavier cardstock would make a more sturdier project. It is nice and sturdy once it's all together, but yeah, it's a little flimsy as you're working with it like this. But I just use what I have, and it all works out well in the end. All right, so a little bit like that. This you don't need to ink because you won't see it. And yeah, we should have inked around that before I put it on, but you know, we'll get the opportunity to do that. So anyway, I want to kind of build this up a little bit so that the slider has room to slide up and down. So to achieve that, I'm just going to go around the three sides with some mounting tape or foam. If you didn't have mounting foam tape, you could easily just cut yourself some strips of cardstock at about 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch wide, and just do the same thing just to create a bit of a riser. And I'm going to do that on all three sides. It's a little high. Take that little edge off there. And that one's a bit high too, but that's all right. And then we'll just cut one for the bottom edge, about like that, and put that along in there. Like that. All right. And then I'm just going to give those a really good press. And then we will pull the backing off. Like that. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue over the top of the foam tape. And then we're going to pop this topper down over the top of our base card, or backing. Now this can get a little bit tricky, but what you want to do is try and keep it as close to the edge as you can. Just lining that up as best as you can. Just like that. So it's got that sort of 3D look about it, but it's still slimline enough that it can fit inside a pocket in your journal if you wanted to do it that way. And then when we pull that back, we've got the patterned paper in behind it, and I think that's really cute. All right, so what I've done with this one, I have just stamped the word note on there, so I'm going to do the same in this one, and I've just got my stamps all ready to go. So I'm just going to take a minute to do that. And we've got our N. And I'm just going to sort of stamp that about there. Like that. And then in the smaller letters, I've got the OTE. And I'm just going to kind of put that about there. And there's note, or you could have anything, hello. If you were using it as a traditional birthday card, you could say happy birthday or whatever you wanted there. But yeah, that closes down. And then when you pull it back, you've got a little something or other there. And then for this section here, which I've done, I've just layered up some different pieces of, this is Tim Holtz, but different pieces of ephemera, just to sort of give it that little bit of something interesting. So I've just pulled a few bits and pieces from my stash. I've got a playing card. Now the area that we're working on is this area here. So this is where we're going to be attaching our sort of decoration, if you will. So I've just got a bit of a playing card there, and I've got a Tim Holtz tag, and I just thought we would layer up a bit. I've got this little lady from WhichCraftDoYouDo, but I've got these butterfly wings and they just kind of fit really nicely on there. So I'm going to put her together. Actually, I'll do a bit of inking. And this is just, you know, decorating fun, whatever you choose to do. Here is, yeah, you don't have to do what I'm doing, but it's just an idea. If you like this idea, you just search the internet or YouTube for slider card ideas or easel card ideas, and you'll get heaps and heaps. This is, yeah, old fancy fold card idea. So we'll just pop her together. And then if you, and again, I can't sew on camera, but if you wanted to sew, you would just, I would sew around these different elements, but we won't do that today. So I kind of like that, and we'll put her on the top sort of thing. And then I'm just going to lay in behind there some different elements. Just sort of something like that, I'm thinking. And then I'll just pick all that up and then just check that. And yeah, that will fit nicely in that area. It'll overhang it a little, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm simply just going to glue these things down on each other, or actually what we could even do is sort of do that sort of thing and staple all of that together, which would save us on some glue, but also have that kind of bit of a metal element happening. So all of that's now sort of attached. Just put a bit of ink on this one, and then we'll just pop her down with some glue right there. Yeah, because that butterfly is a bit 3D, we'll use that. Bit of foam there. And we'll just sort of stick her around about there, like that. And she's floating a bit. I'll just pop a little bit of glue under her a bit, like that. And I think I'll grab a bit of string. I've got some bells there, that might be too much. I'll just grab some string. And I'm just going to pop some string into the top of this tag. Like that. And cut that off a bit. Just about like that. And we could even maybe put a little bit of string, if we can, just to give it something. And we'll see if this will work. Just want to kind of feed that through. Oh, it might be too fiddly. Feed that through there. And just tie that off as well. Just like that. We can cut that one right down. And then we have a really simple and easy little topper. Bring our little slider card back in, or easel card. I'm just going to lay that down nice and flat. And then we're going to take our topper, and we're just going to, you've got your score mark here and your score mark here. So we're just going to place it in between the two. So again, I'll just put some glue down in that area. I'll put a little bit more glue down on here. And we just stick that down in place about like that. And there you have it. Now this pull card up here, or this whatever you want, journal spot, you could also put a little pull of some sort on there, some more string, or you could do a little tab, or you could do or anything you wanted. But I sort of think it overhangs enough that you would just naturally think, oh, a tag, and pull it, and that's when the little secret spot will be revealed. So there you go. How simple is that, but how cute. And like I said, you could use it as a pocket in your journal and then have that little secret journaling spot, or it could make a lovely journal card. So you'd have your little journal spot in the front, and then all of this area to journal on here, and then at the back of this pull tag to journal as well. So a traditional card method that can easily be incorporated over into junk journaling. So there you go, guys. Just something a little different to try. I hope that someone finds that interesting. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, and we've only got a few days to the new year. So, yeah, it's all traveling really fast. But today is, I think it's Thursday. My husband's on holidays, so every day is a Sunday to me at the moment. But yeah, please enjoy your day, and I'll catch you all again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.